you guys, welcome back to another installment from TCAtkinson.com. I am TC Atkinson, and yes, I am your resident first generation American African millennial of Jamaican heritage. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm so excited to keep you all on the journey of me being a seven-figure online earner. Okay, so I'm so excited because today I am talking about living in a beach house. This is a two-story beach house here in sunny South Florida, and I've been living here for 92 days. And as a matter of fact, today's my last day. Today is my last day being in the beach house for this segment. Now I will be back. All right, I'll be back in about 3 months, but this is my last day in the beach house for this segment, right? For this run of being here. Now, before I dive into my wins and my losses, I want to share with you guys what I learned, right? What I learned in the process. And before that, I'm going to share with you guys how I even came here. Like, how did I end up here in a two-story beach house, literally right on the boardwalk? Like, if I could take the camera off, I could just pan it over there and you see the beach. I see the sunrise every single day, unless it's cloudy. And it's been such an amazing journey. So back in 2016, I finished what I was doing in Tallahassee. I had gotten into grad school. I had already spent 53 days traveling in Southeast Asia. And then it was August, and it was time for me to actually start grad school, which was my PhD in tropical biology, where I was studying the chemistries in tropical plants. And when I moved back, I would come to the beach, and I would always say to myself, back in 2016, I will always say, oh man, like, I really want to experience what it's like to live on the beach. But not just to live on the beach, but to be able to live on the beach and just be able to look out and see the beach. Not that I have to go and then walk a block and then, oh, I'm at the beach. No, I want to be on the beach. And so fast forward 4 years later, Mom and I were walking on the boardwalk, and Mom, you know how some people, they buy bags and cars and things like that. Mom is the type of person, she buys houses and she buys property and she buys land, and that's what Mom does. And so because she's that type of a person, she's always, anytime she sees someone with a for sale sign, she's always a person that wants to go and buy that property. Okay, so just hold on, give me 1 second. Let me adjust something over here. Let me do a minor adjustment here. Because I'm also live on Instagram, and I want to be able to see what they are saying at the same time. So I have to make an adjustment. Okay, here we go. Hey, now I can see you guys on InstaWorld. So yes. All right, so if you guys are wondering what my YouTube channel is on Instagram, it's my name, TC Atkinson, my life, my views, TC Atkinson. And it's also the link in my bio. Click the link and scroll down on TCAtkinson.com. Okay, so Mom and I were walking on the boardwalk, and when we were walking on the boardwalk, Mom was like, oh, I see this property and I want to know like how much it is, because Mom, like I said, Mom buys properties. Like, it's so many properties, it's kind of ridiculous, but she buys properties. And so she goes, right, to go call the people, and I don't think she got a response, right? It's like, oh, well, she wants to go back because she saw another number on the building, but she didn't get a chance to go and get that number. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not walking back with you. I'm not walking back with you, because in my mind, I knew how far we had walked, and I'm just like, I am not backtracking for no number, because here's the thing, it's my mother, right? I know some people always do this. People always be like, oh, why do you do this to your mom? Or why do you do this? You know, here's the thing, people have different relationships with their parents, right? So I'm just like, I am not walking back. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna sit right here on the side, and I will wait, because we have walked so far. So I go and I sit down. Mom walks, right? Mom walks and she goes and then she comes back. When mom comes back, mind you. Oh, matter of fact, I went into the car. That's what happened. So we walked back up, we got some acai bowls, and then while we were eating, that's when mom was like, oh, she wants to walk back because she wants to go and get the other number that was on the building. And then that's when I decided I'm not walking back. So I ended up walking down with her to where the car was located. I said, okay, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to go to the car and let me put the tracker on your phone just in case I have to come and drive around and come find you. I know where you're at, right? So we do the tracker thing and then she leaves, right, to go walk back to the beach house that I'm in right now as I'm filming this. And mind you, I'm going to be leaving out of here. Right now it is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm meeting with the landlord at 2 o'clock, right? So that's in a little bit about like 4 hours, right? A little bit less than 4 hours. I'm meeting with the landlord to give back the keys, pass, and all of that. But the landlord literally, like, she's like, oh my gosh, I love you. I really wish that you weren't leaving because you're so clean. And she was really ranting and raving about how she appreciated me being a tenant in her property. And I was sharing with her yesterday because we had like this full blown conversation. And I was sharing, hey, like we have tons of property, like we have tenants. So I understand having a good quality tenant. And I know what it's like to have people come into your property and freaking, because they are not paying their rent and they're about to be evicted, come with black paint and freaking put X's all over all your walls. And I know what it's like to have a tenant, because they're getting evicted because they haven't paid their rent, right, to put cement in your toilet. So because of those experiences, right, because like I said, my mom has property, I'm just like, okay, listen, I want to make sure wherever I go, wherever I'm staying, that I am always going to be an amazing tenant, right? And that goes back into the story, right? We're going to come back into the story. That goes back into the story. So now I go to the car, mom comes back. And then when mom comes back, not only did mom get the information to contact the realtor, right? Because property is being sold. To contact the realtor, right? But also mom came back with like a slip. And on the slip, it says that, oh, the place is for rent and the rent is going to be $3,000 a month. And I was like, $3,000 a month? That's it? To be there? Oh, bet. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Why? Because 4 years ago, I said to myself when I moved back to South Florida, hey, I want to experience what it's like to live on the beach. Not just live like, oh, in walking distance where, oh, okay, I walk down the block and then boom, I'm at the beach. No, I said that I wanted to experience what it's like to live on the beach for a few months. Not, oh, I'm living on the beach, but I'm only here for a month or I'm only here for a few weeks. This is what I said to myself 4 years ago. So when it comes down to wins and losses, it's those wins, right? The win of people say manifesting, right? I say chart your life, design your life. That's what I say. Design your life. So that's win number one. Design your life, right? What type of life do you want to live? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live, right? So design your life. Write it down. Say, okay, this is how many massages I want to get a week. This is the type of food that I want to eat. This is how I want my food to be prepared. Like for me, yes, I love having hot food. Do I have time to prepare all my hot meals? No, right? No. So that means I need to hire someone that can prepare the hot meals that I like to eat when I need to eat them, right? Because I need to be on an eating schedule. So that is going to require me to do certain things so that I can have the financial resources to live the life of my design. So win number one, being able to design my life, right? And then being able to take enough action to have the financial resources to live out the design for my life. Okay, so that's number one, right? Number one win. So now I go and I contact the number. It's two numbers on the sheet. I contact both numbers, and they're sisters, right? They're sisters. So one number I contacted, I sent a text. It didn't work. It must have been like a house number because it came back with an error message. And then I text the second number. And then the second number was Diane, and she responded. And what she was sharing was that, hey, the property needs to have some updated electrical work, right? So that the electricity can work on the second floor, because something happened and then they had to redo the switch, right? They had to redo the switches on the second floor. So she said, oh, it wasn't going to be until about maybe a month later. So mind you, I contacted her towards the end of August, right? And she said it was going to be to like a month later, so towards the end of September. So I said, oh, okay, awesome, no problem. And so what happened? I followed up every single week. I was, hello, Diane, how are you? I'm just following up. I'm just trying to, make sure that my name is still at the top of the list, so that way I can have the life of design. So you guys, another win, a win of being consistent, right? A win of having perseverance, a win of following through. Sometimes you don't have the goals, or you don't reach the goals or obtain the goals that you set forth for yourself, because you lack consistency, because you lack follow through, because you are not willing to commit to do the work that you need to do in a repeated fashion. Right? Every single week, I made it my business to consistently follow up, to stay top of mind, right? Because this beach house is a prime location, right? It is literally right here on the boardwalk, right? It is right here on the boardwalk. There is nothing obstructing my view. It's just me looking out at the ocean, right? The waves coming in from Africa, okay? So I'm so excited about it. I'm literally on the edge of the eastern border of the United States. So it's been such an eye-opening experience, and I'll dive further into that later on. So now, right? So then it comes time, right, where Diane says, hey, we would like to do an interview with you because all the electrical work is done. And then she shares with me that, hey, there's someone else, that may get the property because they were first. Now, mind you, in my mind, I'm just like, first? Wait a second. I've been talking to you for a month. How could they be first, right? But it happens, right? So what am I sharing with you guys? Don't be discouraged. Because I could have easily been discouraged and be like, oh, dang, it's someone else that's going to be in front of me. I don't know where this person came from. But, what's being said to me is that there's someone in front of me. And if that person says no, that they don't want to move into the beach house, then I'll be able to come in, because then now I'm second, even though I thought I was first and the only one. So now we go do the interview, and guess what? In the interview, right, the other sister, she says to me, oh, I've seen your work online. I've seen your work online. I've seen your books. I've seen your publications, right? And so what is that win, right? That win is my reputation preceding me, right? My reputation speaking for me before I even entered into the room, right? Where the sister is saying, oh, based on the work that you have done, based on the track record you have online that I'm able to Google, right? I am able to see the type of person that you are, right? Or the work, right? Gives some type of judgment about the character that you have. So what win is that, right? What win is that? When it comes down to who you are as a person, right? You definitely want your work, right, to be able to speak to your character. You want your work to speak to your character. And that's why a lot of times we have issues when we see celebrities, right, do things that are against the character that we have built up in our minds. Everyone, when the whole entire Michael Jackson, when the whole entire Bill Cosby, right, when all of those things were happening, right, when we were seeing it play out in the news, a lot of people had issues, right, because they connected the artist to the person, and not understanding that, hey, this is a person, right, that has some type of notoriety to themselves because of the work that they have done, right? So when you have the Bill Cosby show, when you're seeing all his other works and all his other deeds, right, that is him executing on a job, but that's not who he is outside of that good work. All right, so do good work. It says that, okay, good. It says that I was reconnecting on YouTube. All right, so now it looks like we're back. It looks like we're back. So yeah, so that's another win, right? It's another win. Why? Because it confirms to me and it validates me in saying to myself, like, hey, okay, you are doing good work. Keep doing great work. Keep on being great, right? And not only keep on being great, but now you are seeing work that you've done years ago, because the books that they were referencing were books that I wrote years ago that are still online, right? And so you must do great work. Why? Because your work will be an indicator as to your character, right? Your work will be an indicator as to your character. Is interacting with my business. This is why I say to you guys, your business is a reflection of you. You will be judged by the business that you build because it is a reflection of you. Okay. So now, right? So now here's the thing. After that, right? Or during that meeting, because now we're still at the interview stage. During that interview, right, of them trying to decide if I'm going to be a good tenant for their space, right? I gave them references. And one of the references I gave was my old landlord, right? Because I was renting a place when I was down at FIU, right? Doing my PhD program in tropical biology down there. And when I came upstairs, because one sister took me upstairs to do a tour, granted, oh, I forgot this part. During the month of September, we did come here, right? We did come here with a realtor and we took a tour of the property to see like, okay, do we want to buy the property outright? The property is listed for $2.4 million, but they will take 2.2 million. And so not only do we view this property as a potential investment property, but we viewed two other properties, right, in addition. And the conclusion was at the end of it, we decided, okay, not to invest in either one of these properties that we saw that day with the realtor, but to double down on our business and to reinvest our money back into our business, right? But I did decide that in the meantime, I will definitely want to go and rent the property. So now, like I said, we're back into the interview. One sister took me upstairs to just tour the property again, even though I had already seen it like 2-3 weeks before with the realtor. So now as I'm, being on a tour, when I come back downstairs and we're back with the other sister says, hey, I just got off the phone with your previous landlord, and your previous landlord said, hey, I would love to adopt her. And I'm just like, I'm a grown person. I'm a grown person. You want to adopt a grown person, but why did she say that? She said that because of my character. She said that because of how I conducted myself in her property. Okay? How I conducted myself in her property is why she said that. So when it comes down to you all, yes, it is great for your business to be a reflection of who you are. Yes, it is great for your work to be a reflection of who you are. But when it comes down to it, you have to show up every single day as the person that you really are. So that's another win. You have to show up every single day as the person that you really are. Why? Because over the long term, people will see that, okay, this is who you are. You're not fronting, you're not, stunting for the gram, you're not making things up, you're not trying to put on a show. This is who you are day in, day out. You show up as this person, and this is your character. So up until this point, it's just been character building, right? Character confirmation, right? Wins as it relates to my character and who I am as a person. And when I say these are wins, right? Some of you guys may some people may listen to this and they may think like, oh, well, that's not like a win-win. But the truth and the reality is that yes. Why? Because every day it takes consistent effort. Every day it takes consistent effort. I would rather, right? I would rather just be chilling and just laying in bed. But because I have work to do, then it demands that I level up, right, in myself, and it demands that I show up in a certain way. It demands that I show up in a certain way. Why? Because I'm living my life by my design, by the reality that I want to see. Whether the reality is a short-term or a long-term reality, I am still designing my life to be a certain way. And it's like someone saying that, oh, they want to be healthy, but they're not doing any daily activities to be healthy. How do you say you want a six-pack? How do you say you want to lose weight? But day in, day out, you are not engaging in any weight loss activities. You're not engaging in any type of six-pack gaining activities. they're not going to be conducive. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, when I see those confirmations, right, those wins that I've had so far in my journey of being at the beach house for 92 days, right? The beginning parts were all character confirmations. They were all character wins, right? For myself. All right. So now, okay, I get the beach house, right? I come and I put the key into the door. And when I put the key into the door, I'm just like, yes, I can have whatever it is that I desire if I do the work. Why? Why? Because it was a $2,000 security deposit, and it was a $3,000 month rent that I had to put down. Month rent that I had to put down. So that's $5,000. If I had not obtained the financial resources to be able to access $5,000, so that way I can secure a reality for myself that I said that I wanted to have 4 years ago, I would not be here talking about 92 days of being at the beach house. I wouldn't have been here, right? So what does that mean, right? So when people come and they say to you, oh, you can't, oh, money isn't everything. And I'm just like, you're right, money is not everything, but money allows me to have the lifestyle of my design. If I want to be healthy and I need to buy a specific type of herb that is very, very exclusive and it costs $100 an ounce, because I have the financial resources to do so, then I will be able to get those herbs that I need. But if you don't have the financial resources to do those things, of course, you have to rationalize with yourself and you have to say, okay, money isn't everything. Why? Because you don't have the financial resources. Okay? Money is not everything, but that's not the end of the sentence. Money is not everything, but it is a resource that allows me to live my life by design. That's the rest of the sentence that people keep leaving off. Money is not everything, but it is a resource that allows me to live my life by design. Once again, you have to design your own life. You must design your own life. Everyone doesn't want to live by a beach. Some people want to live in a mountain somewhere. I don't want to live in a mountain somewhere because it's cold and I don't like the cold. It's cold and I don't like the cold. So that's why I was so excited that day when I got the keys and I put the key, and I even posted this on my Instagram. And I put the key in the door because that key was $5,000. And not only was that key representing the $5,000 that I put in, right, but it represented all those years of me doing consistent work, right? All those years of me doing consistent work. But then not only that, because I recently did a video on my YouTube channel in which I shared my first ever sale online, right, which is 2012, right? I made a sale. My first ever sale online was eBay when I was doing retail arbitrage. I was buying clothes from Goodwill, reselling it on eBay. And my first ever sale was back in 2012, in the summer 2012. So that key, right, for this beach house, right, that I'm about to be leaving here in about 3 hours, that key represented me being obsessed. That's why I say I don't want people to be motivated. I don't want people to be inspired. I want you to be obsessed. Because if you become obsessed with building a profitable business, you won't have to be the person that gives up year 1, year 2, year 3, or gives up because of some type of adversity. You'll be the person to press forward so that way you can have the life of your design, even if it means 4 years later. So that's what that key represented to me. And that was another win, right? Because when I put that key into the door to open up the front door to this beach house, right? In my mind, I'm just like, dang, if it's been a 4-year gap between the time I spoke, right? The time I said, this is the life that I want to have. I want to be able to live on the beach. I want to be able to experience what it means to live on the beach, right? Beach house, right? Coming to the beach house. And another thing that happened, right? Another thing that happened was I hired a cleaning company. I hired a cleaning company to come and clean the beach house. Cause I'm like, no, while I'm at the beach house, I am going to live a certain type of a way. Why? Because I want to see how productive I will be. Why? Because I'm coming here to produce. I'm coming here to get things done. I'm coming here to be exceedingly impactful in countless lives that I don't even know I'm going to impact yet. So today is day 92 of me being at the Biz Beach House. Day 92. And since I've gotten here, another win is a whole new program came out. A whole new program. It is Biz Bootcamp, right? And Marketing Mania. You know how many years I've been saying I'm going to do Marketing Mania? At least 2-3 years I've been saying I'm going to do Marketing Mania. But when I came here, I was in such a productive state that it was beyond me not to produce Marketing Mania. I had no other option but to produce Marketing Mania. But right before Marketing Mania, I did Biz Bootcamp. That took 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And a win with producing Biz Bootcamp was about the avalanche effect. It was about the avalanche effect. And why do I say the avalanche effect? When you get started and you make something consistent, right? When you get started and you make something consistent, like something that you do every single day, right? It's only going to produce an avalanche where by the time you get to the end of it, you have no choice but to keep going because of that momentum, because of that push, right? So by the time I got to the end of Biz Bootcamp, which was 5 weeks later, 20, and to give them the stability that they need so that whenever they get ready, it's nothing for them to scale. It's nothing for them to scale their business. So by the end of Biz Bootcamp, I had no choice but to create a membership because I had this group of entrepreneurs that now trusted me with guiding them in their business. I remember one person said, and once again, and now that I'm going through this process of diving into my wins and my losses, being here 92 days at the Biz Beach House, I'm really seeing like it is really about the character. It's really about the person. It's really about who you are choosing to show up as every single day. This is why I say my tolerance level in 2020 was low. In 2021, I don't have tolerance. In 2021, I do not have tolerance. Why? Because of what I have experienced. So now at the end of Biz Bootcamp, Biz Bootcamp ran all of my first month here. All of my first month, 30 days plus here. So it ran a little bit into the top part of November, Biz Bootcamp. And with that, it was just something where I was just like, wow. One person said, because I asked them, right? I had a support group and it was like a notification squad. And I asked my notification squad, I said, hey, if I told you I will be able to help you achieve your wildest business goals, but you needed to spend $60,000 or you needed to invest $60,000, would you do it? One person in my notification group says, because you said it, I will do it. And it's a lot of power in that. It's a lot of power in someone saying, because you said it, I would do it. It's a lot of power because that speaks to your character. That speaks to your works. That speaks to what you have done. That speaks to what you have shown and proven, right? That speaks to who you are at your core. That speaks to the default of how you conduct yourself. That someone would say, yes, I'll be willing to put up $60,000, right? If you were able to help me to achieve my wildest business dreams, simply because you said it. On the strength of your word, TC Atkinson, I would absolutely put up $60,000. And so once again, I'm just like, wow, okay. Now I feel as though because we've come to the end of Biz Bootcamp, and that was really the end of the program, I was like, okay, now I feel like I can't leave these business owners that have now entrusted me to guide them with their business. I can't leave them without giving them the other part. Because yes, it's good to have a good business structure. It's good to have a sound foundation. It's good to be legally protected. It's good to have all these other parts that you need to have a profitable business, right? That will be here for years and decades and generations to come, right? But the other part. And what's the other part in that? The other part is the marketing, right? And the other part too, on top of the marketing, is the accountability. So right after I did Biz Bootcamp, into Next Level Society. I launched Next Level Society. Do you know how many times I've launched a membership program? It's been 2 previous times that I have launched a membership program. I've launched it, I've closed it. I've launched it, I've closed it. But what was the major difference between that time and this time? What was the major difference between those previous times when I've launched my membership program to help and guide business owners, offer accountability, versus this time when I launched it at the end of Biz Bootcamp? The major difference which was I had the momentum. I had created, remember I talked about that avalanche effect? I created an avalanche effect, right? I created a momentum. So sometimes in your business, you may not be seeing, right, the successes that you want to see because you haven't engineered that momentum. You haven't created that environment for people to just roll into the next level, for people to roll into the next stage, right? You haven't built up that trust. Like I said, that person said, because you said it, because of your word, and I'm going to do it because of what you said and your word and everything that you have laid out before and everything you have followed through on before, right? I will trust that if I spend $60,000 with you, boom, I'm going to have my business where I need it to be. Okay. So now I rolled Next Level Society out. And ever since I rolled out Next Level Society, it has been phenomenal. It has been fantastic. Okay. I can't wait to show y'all the reviews from Next Level Society. And then after that, boom, I rolled in Marketing Mania. Right? And the wins from Marketing Mania that other businesses have gotten has been amazing, right? I'm talking about people who have never had an online business before, launching to 300 people or $300 in sales, right? Launching to $300 in sales, and they've never, right, had an online business before. They came into Biz Bootcamp, right? And while they're in Biz Bootcamp and they're going through all the sessions, their mind is changing, right? They're going from the shift of, oh, okay, I thought this is what I needed to do online, but now I know this is what I really need to do. So now I'm going to execute, right? And then other people having 112% increase in their website, 112% increase in their website. Come on now. Like, honestly, like, and it's those wins that fuel me. Right? It's those wins that fuel me and keep me going to say yes. Why? Because I know what's on the other end of that. I know when you have 112% increase on your website, I know what that means, right? Is that one day you will be able to live the life of your design and not just the life of, oh, this is what I can afford right now. You'll be able to live the life of your design. You will be able to have a key to put into whatever property you desire. Okay. So now, right, so that was another win, right? Being able to be of service to other people in their business, right? And being in a space that is conducive for me to do that, right? Where I'm not distracted by what's going on, right? Every day I wake up, I'm locked in. Every day I wake up, I have things where I want to see them, right? Sometimes you can't be organized in your life. Sometimes you can't be on target in your life. Sometimes you can't stay on task in your life simply because your environment is not where it needs to be. The environment is not allowing you to be conducive. Every day when I look out my window, I see people exercising. Every day when I look out my window, I see people willingly putting themselves through pain to build a better self. Because when you exercise, it's nothing fun about exercising. There is nothing fun about exercising. Exercising hurts. I don't care what exercise you do, it hurts. So why would someone willingly, if your body is designed to get away and move away from pain, why would someone willingly put themselves through pain, okay, in order to achieve a better life? Because they know what's on the other side of that. They know what's on the other side of that. So when it comes down to you putting yourself through quote unquote pain or discomfort or doing things that you don't really want to do, right? You have to understand that you're doing it for the greater good. And that greater good is going to be up to you. That greater good is going to be up to you, right? So now, right? So that was another win. So now I have three business streams of income that came out of me being here at the beach house for 92 days, right? I have Biz Boot Camp. Okay, I have the recorded modules, I have my reviews, right? So that way, now I can put that into autopilot. Now I can run my ads to it. Okay. And now, because I've already done it, if I want to do it live again, I can always do it live again. But I have the replays. So that means that people can get it instantly. People can get it instantly, right? Next level society. I have a group of active, serious business owners that are really willing and ready to take their business to the next level, right? People that are saying, yes, TC, I look forward to seeing you on Sundays, right? Because I know I'm going to have my questions answered. Because I told you guys, I've cut out one-on-ones, I've cut out group sessions. If you want me to be able to answer your business questions, if you want me to be able to add clarity, you need to be in Next Level Society, because that's what I do every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then that is what you need to do. All right. But Next Level Society is gated. Why? Because of what I have learned here, spending 92 days at the Biz Beach House. I have learned that no, you cannot have easy access to me. Why? Because I get pissed off when you don't take action. It fundamentally annoys me when you come, you ask questions, because I can't get that time back. When you come, you ask questions, you get your questions, you get your strategies, and then you fail to act. It pisses me off. I don't like it. It's annoying. So what do? I make it gated. Why? Because I know if you go through any of my other programs and you get to the end of my programs, then that says something about you as a person. It says something about your endurance. It says something about your character. It says something about your stick to itness. It says to me that, okay, if you're willing to commit to go through everything that I've done inside of my other programs, that you're going to be here showing up every single Sunday. And when you show up on Sundays, that means to me that you're going to execute on what I have laid forth. That's what it means. So on Sundays, when I come and I say, boom, you guys, this is something new that I've added into my business, and boom, this is how much money I've made. This is how you implement it in your business. I know that you're going to implement. I know that you're not going to waste the time. Because that's the only time, that's the only thing that we have. That's the only thing that you have. You cannot print, refund, credit time. You can't get it back. Once time is spent, it is spent. And that's one message that I just gave to my Next Level Society members yesterday, right? I shared with them the time is going to pass anyways. Whether you do or you don't, the time is going to pass anyways. So you might as well do. You might as well try it. The time is going to pass anyways. You know, every single year we do the same thing. Oh, I can't believe a new year is coming. I still remember last year and what I did to bring in a new year. Well, what did you do with the time that has passed? I don't care how many millions I made last year. We're in a whole new year. We're in a whole new year. When I file my taxes for 2021, all they care about is what I did in 2021. They don't care about what I'm going to do this year, what I did the year before, or the year before that. So today I'm at zero. Today I'm at zero. Today I'm at zero. I haven't even checked my stores. I haven't checked any of my websites yet. But today I'm at zero. And that's a scary place to be at zero. It's very scary to be at zero. Because being at zero, that means that, oh, my lights may not be on. That means that I may not be able to feed myself, my car insurance, gas in my car, you know, taking care of moms, taking care of the family house, taking care of my land, my property. Being at zero is a very scary place. So when a lot of you guys are coming into the new year and y'all are like, new year, new me. When I come to the new year, I'm just like, oh, fuck. Game time. I have got to get to work. I'm at zero. I've got to get to work. I'm at zero. And that's one of the beautiful things about being here at the beach house for the last 92 days. Today's day 92 is letting me know that I can seriously profit if I execute. Why? Because I really launched, right, and really got serious about my personal brand, right, and really monetizing my personal brand heavily when I came to the beach house. Yes, a lot of you guys know me from teaching my Facebook Accelerator program, and I did that for the majority of the year, but that was one thing. That was one thing. And I really only did it one time, and then I ran some ads, and I let those ads run for months. But when I came to the beach house, I did multiple things, right? I had the Biz Beach boot camp, Biz Boot Camp, Marketing Mania, Next Level Society, and recently I did my 2021 profit planning session. That was supposed to be one session. I thought it was going to be 1 hour. It turned into 2 hours, and now we have a part 2. Now we have part 2 coming Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, right? This Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and go to my website. Go ahead and go to my website, and the link is there for you to get in. All right? You can get in for part 2. Okay? So when it comes down to that, you guys need to make sure that you're taking action. Because in the space of 90 days, this is day 92, I've been able to generate countless tens of thousands of dollars solving people's problems. Why do I say this? Why do I say this? I say this because I want you to be obsessed with having the life of your design. I want it to be a non-negotiable. I want it to be a non-negotiable. Because yes, it took me from 2016 to 2020 to get into the beach house, but it would have been far faster had I actually taken action on it. But what happened? What happened? Why did I not take action on it? Because in my mind, it was always, oh, well, one day. One day. And the reality is today's the day to take action to achieving your goals. Today is the day. We are 92, day 92. I remember day 1. Yesterday, I was thinking, I was like, dang, 3 months have come and gone. 3 months have come and gone. That's insane. Today's the day. The time is going to move anyway. Time is going to pass you by anyway. So you might as well take action and do today. Might as well. Okay. So now another win was a mindset shift. Every day, right? I used to do a work sitting on a couch, right here. And every day I would sit and I would look out and I would see the sunrise and then I would see the sunset. And I'm like, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. And I was like, that's it. I need to have a business that touches the sunrise and sunset of every human on the planet. Every human on the planet needs to have the ability to do business with me at every stage of life. Every stage of life, from conception to you're no longer walking the planet. Okay? From conception to you're no longer walking the planet. You need to be able to do business with me. So now my mind has shifted. Right? Now my mind has shifted. Now it's not just about, oh, I want to be in this space. No. Okay. And then I had an interview, right? I had an interview with a dear friend of mine, Tasha K. She came and she said to me, she was like, oh yeah, TC or Tamika, she calls me. She's like, oh, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is tell her what time and she's going to show up. That's another character. That's another show of the type of person that I am. I will be there. If we say this is the time, I will be there. Unless it's some like extenuating circumstances. But I will be there. And then during the conversation that we had during that interview, it really dawned on me afterwards, because I was saying in the interview, I was like, look, I don't care. If you come to me for business help and business guidance, I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care. Why? Because the only thing I need to care about is your business and helping your business to make sales. Because once you make sales, everything else will be able to take care of itself. Everything else will be able to take care of itself. Why? Because if you're in a situation where you're like, dang, I don't like this, but you don't have the financial resources to relocate and move yourself to another location, you will always be talking about the crappy situation you're in. But when you make sales, now you have the financial resources to move to be in another environment, to reposition yourself. Okay? So that's why if you come to me for business help and business guidance, and I always say, I only care about your business. That's the only thing I care about. So now if you want more tips, guidance, all that stuff, text the word income, okay, to my new number, 954-758-5435. So that's something else that I learned being here 92 days at the Biz Beach House, right? Today's day 92. And like I said, during that interview, when we were doing the interview, afterwards, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? People can say what they want, but people will always call you crazy until they see what you're doing works, and then now you're a genius. People will always call you crazy, right? Because they don't understand. But let you put some numbers on the board. Let you make some millions of dollars. Oh, now, oh, she's a genius. Oh, now she's a guru. Oh, now she's a GOAT. But when they were in the moment, before you became the genius, before you became the guru, before you became the GOAT, you were crazy. You had an attitude problem. You had this, you were being deemed all these different things. But let you put some numbers on the board. Let you now start living a life of your design, and people are able to come and see, oh, wow, this is where you live. I had someone come here do my lashes. And when she came and did my lashes, she was like, oh my gosh, you really live here. I was like, yes, I really live here. What did you think? She was like, oh, you know, people stump for the gram. I'm like, stump for the gram? Stump for the gram. This whole Instagram thing can blow up tonight. And at the end of the day, you still have to live for yourself wherever you are. So that's why I'm saying your ability to make sales will take care of everything else. Because once you start making a certain amount, and then you start associating yourself with other people that are making a certain amount. Why? Because iron sharpens iron. People don't want to be around people that are liabilities. And if you are in a poverty state, if you can't put certain numbers on the board, to some extent, you a liability. Why? Because you're operating from a different mindset. You're operating from a different mindset. The person I had to become to put multiple millions on the board is a totally different person than I was when I first started my business. At that time, I was in survival mode. I had to pay off $5,000 in credit card debt, and I had to feed myself and house myself and take care of myself. That's a totally different mindset than where I am now, where I am, okay, boom, $3,000, here you go. Now I'm in an environment that allows me to produce. Now I'm in an environment that allows me to be seen differently. And everything you would have done to that point will no longer matter, because now you'll be a GOAT. Now you'll be a guru. Now you'll be whatever they want to call you, right? Now you'll be the go-to person. Now people will reference you. They'll be like, oh, you need help with this? Go to this person. You know how people come to me every day? Because they're like, oh, such and such referenced you. Why did they reference me? Because of what I was able to do in my business. So day 92 of being at the Biz Beach House, living here in the beach house, looking over at the sea, that's what I have learned. Do what you need to do to achieve the goals you need to achieve, because they're going to call you crazy until you succeed. So you got to succeed. You got to win. You must succeed. You must win. Because when you succeed and when you win, then it's like, oh, okay, it must work. The other day I was on live, and one of my dear friends, Rashad Terry of Skin Brand, he said to me, he was like, you know what? Every time you get on live, I have to pull out my notepad, because it's something you're doing on live. It's something you're doing in your business to put those numbers on the board. He was like, what is she doing? What is she doing now? What is she talking about now? Why? Because I put numbers on the board, and I help other people that are around me to put numbers on the board. Why do I help them? For selfish reasons. Because when you put numbers on the board, now I have someone to travel with. I'm tired of traveling by myself. I'm tired of going to these amazing places and making memories with people that I would never be able to really have conversations with again, because they live in some next country somewhere. Because we met, let's say we met in Thailand, we met in Peru, and now they got to go back to Germany. They got to go back to Australia, wherever they came from. I'm tired. So now, yes, I'm obligated to help you because of selfish reasons. Because I want you to put numbers on the board. So that way, when I send you a text message and I say, hey, I'm going to this country, let's go. All you need to say is, okay, what's the flight information? Up against health, up against taking care of your family. If you have money to travel down here, that means everything else is already taken care of. That means everything else up here, your family, yourself, your house, your health, all this up here is already taken care of. And you have extra down here to come travel with me around the world so we can make some bomb memories so that we can talk about it years to come. So yes, I'm obligated. I want you to win. I want you to win. So now I can have other people that's winning for me to experience life with. The other day I met up with one of my good friends. She makes millions online. I make millions online. We was friends from college. We was friends from college. We remember certain things about each other when we was just getting started, when we was just trying to figure it out, that no one else would ever know. No one else would ever know. But now, boom, she makes millions. I make millions. She invite me to go somewhere. Boom, I can go. Let's go. When we going? The other day, I bought 5.01 acres. When I had a conversation with her, she's closing on her property. Like we met up on Saturday. Boom, she's closing on property on Monday. And I told her I closed on some property 2 weeks before. Yes, I want you to make money so you can close on property. Yes, I want you to make money so you can have the life of your design. Yes, I want you to make money. Yes, I want you to make sales. And I'm here to help you to make sales. And that's why that's the only thing I care about. If you come to me for business, that means you're not my friend. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I'm willing to go hard for you. I'm willing to help you as long as you're willing to show that you're ready. And what does that mean? You hop into a course, you hop into a training, you show up, you are present, you ask questions. Don't come into one of my live trainings and not have any questions. Don't come into one of my live trainings and not have any questions, because that's going to speak to your character. And I'm going to judge. People will be like, oh, you shouldn't judge. Yeah, right. I am judging. I'm judging. Every time I come out the beach house and I take the back stairs to go down to the laundry, it's always one bodybuilder lizard that's out there. And that bodybuilder lizard is judging. That bodybuilder lizard, every time I come down from the third step on down, that bodybuilder lizard is running away. Why is that bodybuilder lizard running away? Because instinctually, it's judging. It's judging whether or not this is a safe situation or not. That lizard, if that lizard can judge, forget what you're talking about. Oh, judge not, lest ye be judged. Yes, judge me. My landlord was judging me. My landlord judged me. They did their due diligence. They did their research. They judged me to decide whether or not I was going to be a good fit for their property. Everybody judge. When you get your food and you look at your food, if your food doesn't look like how it's supposed to look in the picture, you're going to be judging. You'll be like, should I eat this? Should I not eat this? What's going on? It's billions of dollars being made in the makeup industry, the hair industry. Why? Because women are concerned about how they look. I don't care what people talk about something. Oh, I do this for me. Okay, you may do it for you, but at the end of the day, people are judging based on how you look. And the prettier you look, it's going to end with a different result. The prettier you look is going to end with a different result. Okay? It's so many people that have seen me standing on the balcony here at the beach house, and they ask me, "Oh, do you live there?" I'm looking at, don't you see me standing on this balcony? What you think? But yet and still, because they are judging, because in this area it's nothing but older people. But yet and still, I already look younger than my age, right? So they're judging like, oh, do you live there? Is that an Airbnb? Are you only there for 2-3 days, 72 hours, 48 hours, and you out of there? What are you doing, ma'am?